guys, Kim here, and you are tuned into Kim E, the Diabetes MP, a place where nurse practitioners can come and learn more about diabetes education and management. Now, we're going to continue on with our 5-part series. We're now on part 4 of the 5-part series, and we're going to talk about preparation. If by chance you have not caught the first 3 parts of this 5-part series, we went over moderation, we've talked about adherence, we've also talked about activity. If you've not caught those, please stop the video right here, go watch those videos, and then come back and let's keep it moving. Now, today we're going to be talking about preparation and planning ahead. And the big thing about preparation is that we don't want to be caught off guard. Okay, planning ahead always sets us up for success. And we have to press this upon our patients. We have to talk them through this and help them be able to come up with a plan. Okay, now, as I've mentioned, I come from a Southern family, and every time there's any type of food, it could be 2 people, it could be 20 people, it could be 1 person, there's always food and there's always a spread. I know this about my family, okay? And because I know this about my family, I cannot be caught off guard coming knowing that there's going to be a whole dessert table, a whole table just designated for desserts. Now, knowing that, it would behoove me not to go ahead and formulate a plan as to how I'm going to go about eating while I'm there. Now, before we hop into preparation and planning ahead with our patients, I do want to mention my new course, the Diabetes Med Bootcamp. Now, I've mentioned this before, but I want to continue to mention it because this is a great resource for all nurse practitioners, okay? This course presents you the need to know info when it comes to anti-diabetic medications. It goes over every drug class, and it also comes with continuing education. Continuing education, guys, is what all of us nurse practitioners need. When it comes time for us to renew our certification, we're going to have to submit some amount of continuing education, no matter if you are certified through ANCC or certified through AANP. This course comes with over 3 hours of contact and pharmacology hours, and it'll take you a little bit over 3 hours to complete. If you're interested and want to know more about the course, I'll leave a link in the description box. So let's get into it. Preparation and planning ahead. Now, the big thing about preparing and planning ahead is so you won't get caught off guard and you won't have to make decisions on the fly. Okay. Now, everybody knows their family. Everybody knows how they're going to spend the holidays and what the tendencies are around this time. You know, one of the things or a couple of things that you can really help your patients really kind of work through is when it comes to food and eating. We talked about moderation a couple of videos back, but what foods could they eat? What foods should they avoid? You know, how their portion control is going to work out for them, you know, what that would look like for them, you know, and having a plan in mind. You know, with my family, I already know what kinds of foods are going to be prepared every single year. Maybe because I'm one of the cooks, but I know what foods my family loves to eat. And so I can start to think about, okay, I know my favorite food is this, but I don't need to overdo it. So I'm only going to get 1 helping of this. I'm not going to go back for seconds for this. Also, something else is helping your patient, as I have mentioned in the past video, the video before this in activity, is how you're going to go about during this time, maybe away from work or maybe away from school for some people, like how you're going to go about keeping your activity regimen up, your exercise regimen up. Thinking through those things and preparing, you know, making sure that if you're used to working out or exercising 3 times a week, that you're still able to do that and making room and time for that. Now, also, this to me is probably one of the biggies that I'm about to mention, but the days leading up to the holiday and the days around the holidays, how are you going to eat? Okay. Now, I think what happens for a lot of people, it's not so much that the actual holiday is the problem. It's that every bit of restraint is thrown out for like a week or two, especially around like Christmas, because we have Christmas and then we have New Year's right after it. And so what I like to tell people is, if you know that you're going to indulge on Thanksgiving or on Christmas or whatever, don't make that a week-long event, okay? Have your day that you're gonna eat what you want to eat, okay? But then don't eat 7 days before that same way and then 7 days after. That's how you fall off of the wagon, okay? So if you know you're going to indulge, make sure that you're being disciplined with your eating habits leading up to that, and being mindful of what that's going to look like. Do you need to make sure that you're cooking more at home, prep meals more, so when it comes that time, because a lot of people do tend to eat out more when family comes in town. People tend to eat out around that day because people are cooking so much for the actual holiday that maybe the day before Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve, you go out and you eat. Well, if you know that about your family, how are you going to plan around that? Having these conversations with your patients so they can start to think about this for themselves. Okay, guys, that is it for now. We have now gone through 4 parts of the 5-part series. Next week, we're going to finish up with sweets. So far, we have talked about moderation, adherence, activity, preparation, and like I said, next week, we're going to talk about sweets. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you've listened this far, go ahead and just join the family, and then ding that notification bell so you do not miss an upload. If you happen to be on Instagram, I am over there at the Diabetes MP, and I would love for you to follow me there as well. Definitely check the description box, because I'm going to leave a lot of links to different videos that I have made that relate back to this series, as well as the link to my new course, the Diabetes Med Bootcamp. Again, you have been sitting here with Kim E, the Diabetes NP, and I'll catch you later. Bye.